This episode is sponsored by No Prisoner Productions.
Welcome to New and In Between. I'm your host, Quinn, Maddox, and this is my therapy in the valley. Real talk for real life, hope when you're stuck, healing when you're hurting, and wisdom for what's next. Maybe you're stepping into something new, maybe you're stuck in between, but either way, this space is for you. So lean in, because here we don't just talk about life, we get the tools to truly live it out. New and In Between. Hello everyone, welcome to New and In Between. I am your host, Quinn Maddox, and welcome. This is my new studio, okay, Alpine Lookout. We're here in New Jersey. We're on the New Jersey side, and I have someone who is very dear to me. We know each other, but we don't know each other, but we really know each other now. So, welcome, Reggie, aka Winklo. I'm going to call him Reggie because we are grown adults right now.
Correct.
But he is going to tell you how we know each other and who Winklo is.
Well, we know each other through a mutual friend. Winklo is, he's a part of, he was one of the founders of the UGCs.
Now, when you say UGC, you got to... Because this is like I got a worldwide audience.
Okay, so UGC, it stands for Underground Crip right now. Before the acronym used to be United Gangster Crip. It came from, there was a clique in Flatbush called UK, PK, and JK. UK stands for United Kings, Panic Kings, and Junior Kings. So UGC is a branch off of that. One of the founders of UGC was Chino. Then you have Pred, and then Tip Top. So, though that was the nucleus at the time of how things were. So the dynamics kind of changed where it was just Chino, Tip, and then me. I was inserted at a young age.
And how old were you?
15.
15 years old.
15 years old.
15 years old.
15.
So you're from this, because I'm also from Flatbush, but I'm on the other side of Flatbush.
Okay.
So I lived in East Flatbush, 45th, Snyder, and the Dead End.
Okay.
But we were familiar with the 21st side, which was the other side of Flatbush, because my grandmother used to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. That was on that side that we called the clubhouse. And then I went to school, and I went to a Catholic school in Prospect. Well, I mean, it's not Prospect Heights now. Park Slope. That a bunch of the Haitian kids lived in that side.
Okay.
So we didn't even know all that was going on. The only gangs that I knew about when I was growing up in Flatbush was Decepticons, Low Lives, and that's really kind of all you kind of heard of. So,
in Flatbush, like I'm from 21st, so we ain't really have gangs over there. It was like TFK for Two First Kings, TFB, Two First Babies, UK and JK. They was from Parkside, so it was a few blocks up.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't know that type of stuff at that time because I was into, school, sports, so I was not really intertwined into the streets at that age yet. Took a turn for it real fast. I think I really got into the streets because of just attention. I like attention from my mom, the things that I was craving. I wasn't getting it from home, so my allure went straight to the streets. And then I started getting all the attention that I needed.
At 15?
15.
So 15, you are leading a gang.
Not knowing how to be a lead at all.
So how do you lead?
I just don't. I participate in everything that they do. So anything, it was like, because as a leader, when you look at it, you lead. I didn't know how to be a leader, and I didn't follow people. In order to lead, you have to be a follower first. I was still following. I didn't know how to lead. I'm young. I'm still participating in everything. Anything that everybody else is doing, I'm doing it to the max.
Okay.
So
you if everyone is doing something, you like, all right, I'm going to take it to the furthest level.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the older guys are looking at him like, okay, he got the most heart, so he's the one that can lead all the youngins.
Yeah, but the reality of the situation, I wasn't just leading young people, I was leading grown men as well. So even though things began to change and shift, 2 First became the home base of UGC. That became the home base. So majority of people that was Crips or whatever, they would come check in on 2 First. It wasn't, back then it wasn't a check-in. It was more like, yo, I'm going to come to 2 First and see what's going on. Because everybody would hear everything that was going on. Everything, everybody wanted to be a part of it. It's not something you glorify, but it's something you kind of shine light on when you look back at it and you see all the things that took place at that time. So I'm not glorifying what went on, but it kind of shaped a lot of different things in my life at that time for change. I wasn't ready to change at that time,
but it made a change for the worse.
Yeah, it made me worse.
Okay, so you're 15, you're leading, or you're in this gang. Where's your mom?
She's around. She's present. I'm having meetings in her house. All my friends is over there. We're in and out. My door, everybody knows 3A was like that was the hut. So the door was open. We would come up the stairs. I would be in and out, everybody in and out, bringing guns in, bringing guns out, having meetings. Everything was just playing music. Everything was just...
And she just in her room?
My mom would be at work. When she wasn't at work, she'll be in the room. But she really wasn't stern enough. I think my mom gave what she had. You know what I mean? Like, she was just tired. Working. She only gave what she had. My dad was there as well. But my dad was like a housewife. Like, my dad, I don't remember my dad ever working. But he did everything else. Like, he made sure the house was clean. He made sure dinner was cooked every night. Everything was in order. He helped us with our homework and everything, but... How did
you look at your father? Did you look at him as a man because he didn't have a job? Or did you respect him as a man because he took care of the household? Like, how did you look at him?
Oh, at that time...
Because you're saying that you have your mom and your dad in your household. Normally there's one missing, which gives you... There's less attention and mom is working or whatever the case may be. But you have both parents in the house.
Well, with my dad, he was my hero at the time. I love my dad, and I used to love my Uncle Butch. My dad was my hero because that was just my dad. Everything I kind of learned from my dad in the beginning. Like, I learned how to draw from my dad. My dad was just always intertwined in everything. But growing up, I didn't see it as a problem. I didn't realize all the stuff that was on my mom's back as a woman. I didn't look at it at that. Nobody showed me that to say, this is not, a man is supposed to behave and act this way. I didn't have that. My uncle, he was just in the streets, but he was very aggressive. He would always show up for my mom, but my mom was really his safety net. Like, anytime he got into trouble or anything, my mom would come to the rescue. Anytime he needed something, my mom would come to the rescue. So my mom was like the backbone of kind of everything. She had 2 brothers, and she was the oldest.
So she just ran everything pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, and not to say that he's any less of a man because he stayed home, because I feel like you have to be a strong person to... Anybody who stays home to take care of the household, you got to be a pretty strong person because that's not an easy job in itself. So I feel like we give roles in relationships as far as husband and wife, but at the end of the day, the purpose is to raise the family. And I don't think that it matters, but I get what you're saying where you didn't, it's just what we're taught. We're taught the man is supposed to work, mom is supposed to be home, and it was the reverse for you, but when you didn't look at it any kind of way. It didn't make you look at him any less. Because it's funny, me knowing you, like, you are like a super kind and quiet. Like, I never felt like any kind of threat from you. But then when people would talk about Wink, like, I'm like, who? I didn't know that. Like, you never gave me that. So you kind of had your uncle and your father.
Yeah, my uncle was in the streets because I'm not from Flatbush. That's one. I'm not from Flatbush. I'm from Bed-Stuy. I was born in King County, but a lot of my family is from Roosevelt. But I never lived in Roosevelt projects. I lived across the street in the houses. So I kind of grew up okay, but when I came to Flatbush is just a different type of animal. I've never had, like, it's the mixing pot, the melting pot of so many and I'm American, and then you have Panamanians, Jamaicans, Haitians. You got all these cultures, and they mixing. So I kind of fell into that. I was away from it, but I kind of fell right into it. Like, cause I think the gang kind of shifted everything for me, cause I wasn't that person before. Before me getting into the gang, I was on a swim team. I played tennis with Mr. Jackson and Miss Hyman. I was always into school, into books and stuff like that. That was just naturally me. But none of that got the attention that I needed. None of it. The attention that I needed from my mom, I didn't get that until even when I played basketball. When I learned how to play basketball, my brother played basketball as well. And, you know.
Did he play better than you?
Nah, not to me.
No.
No, because I ended up playing.
Did your mother show up for his games?
She would put his trophies up.
She wouldn't put your trophies up?
Nah. My brother was, it's crazy how, like I said, some people that know my mom, they look at her as like, she's the mom, and she was, because my mom is a great person, great heart, but there were certain things that would take place with, as a kid, you don't look at it as that, but as an adult, it kind of does affect you. Like, I remember me and my brother going to my mom and ask for sneakers. And I would have to wait, but he would get the sneakers. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's just things of like, she don't got the money to buy both of y'all, so she got to buy one now, but she's not explaining that to you, so you're interpreting it in your own way. It's like, you giving him and you not giving me, and I got to wait. Why can't he wait? You know, it's listen, I have a younger sister, and I have two nephews who I see all the time. Like, you know, it's just, you don't realize how much comparison is. Those little things that you don't give an explanation for, that you just think that they understand, and they don't, and then you're doing that.
yeah, because I believe that my brother was her favorite. Just little things, even when I was in prison. You know, when I was in prison, I seen my mother, out of my 7 years, I seen my mother twice. She would always go visit him. But I don't know, baby, because my core, who I was, everybody was taking care of me, and she felt like he had nobody to take care of him. That's the only thing I can think of.
So this is something that I don't remember who said this to me, but they said that in parenting, you have to sometimes give more to your stronger kid, to the weaker kid, because you know your stronger kid is going to figure it out. And you don't know that, but as an adult, I'm like, okay, I could accept that. Like, sometimes you got to pour a little bit more into your children in this way, because you know if you don't, they're not going to be able to, you know, they're not going to be able to push forward as strong as the other one is. We don't know what our parents see and how they evaluate us, because they know us from the very beginning. And not to say that the choices and decisions that they make are right or wrong, but sometimes that's what it is. And I don't have kids, so I don't know how hard it is. And with my nephews, they're both my favorite in their own way.
Okay.
Like, I feel like my sister was my mother's favorite because she went a little further, or a little, but she is like, you kind of gravitate towards the kids whose personality is kind of more similar to yours, or my personality and my resentment towards her and things that I held inside made our relationship a little bit difficult. So she kind of gravitated towards my sister more, because that was, you know, who was easier for her. Nobody wants to deal with someone who's hard, you know? So were you the harder one, or you were?
I don't think I was the hard one. I think I was the quiet, nerdy, quiet one. I didn't even, at those times, I remember being young, I didn't even want to get dirty. People that grew up with me to tell you, like, if my brother was outside fighting, I ain't fighting. I'll come right upstairs and tell my mother, Butter downstairs fighting. Why you ain't help him? I didn't feel like getting dirty. I ain't get my clothes dirty. I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to play video games and swim and do stuff like that. I didn't really mingle like that. I wasn't the really mingling person, because what they were doing, I wasn't doing. That's why I said it, for people, like, no, like, when the gang stuff turned, I just put on a different hat. I was a different person with a snap of a finger.
And it's crazy because we think that all gang members are like, you know, kids that come from broken homes, or But it doesn't matter. Like, it's a decision. It's like, all right, you just said, I'm taking off this hat and I'm going to put on this hat. And then you just went with it.
It's not about the broken home part. It's more of what you getting out of it. Like, at the time, I always tell people sometimes, to me now, gangs are like smoke and mirrors. I call it smoke and mirrors because the allure of it, you can get any kid to get in a gang. Because think about it. You live on this block, and every day you walk past the same group of people. Every day, they're on the corner. Every time you walking by, your mother may tell you not to speak to them or don't be like them. But all you see as a kid is you see them smiling, they laughing with each other, they enjoying it. You see it. They look like they're having fun. As a kid, you think they're having fun. Now, when you're not with your mother, you go into the store. They be like, hey, you want something from the store, huh? Here go $1, get this from the store. You like, all right, cool. They always tell you, if you get into something, you know to come tell us, they're going to protect you. That's the allure of it. So you want to be a part of that. Like, oh, yeah, this is a fraternity, this is a brotherhood. All right, cool. When you get into it, there's no brotherhood. It's a lot of backbiting, a lot of backstabbing, and it's more like a thirst for power. Because when you get power or you have power, people don't know how to utilize it the right way, and they just want it. So you got a bunch of kids, they're looking at it from my perspective, everybody that from my age group, the first generation, around the same age as me. Why does he have the power when I don't? Why does Wink have it and I don't?
So did that make you a target for? I'm like, did that make you a target, having the power?
I liked it. It was because I didn't smoke or drink. So my high, to me, it sounds crazy, was banging. Gangbanging was my high. That was my high.
It was like the adrenaline rush.
When I look back at things that took place in my mom's apartment, it made me realize you don't realize stuff until you become an adult. Like, there's so many stories about, like, when I got shot, everybody, like, shut down Flatbush. That's not what happened. Like, you don't know the feeling of when you go so hard for people and it's not reciprocated. I remember being shot. Like, I remember to this day. I got shot in my head. I still got the bullet in my head.
Hold on, you got shot in your head?
Yes. I got shot in my head. I got the bullet in my head.
How old were you?
19. September 19. I think I got shot September 19, 1999.
So you got shot in the head. So now after you get shot in the head, wow.
I think I talked myself into that. Because they say that sometimes you keep words, you manifest these words.
There's so much power in what we say all the time.
And I talked myself into it because I used to be like, yo, I went to jail already. Yo, I'm this big person in the street. Yo.
Oh, you doing the gangster check off?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, now I just got to get shot in the arm and the leg. This is my thing. I'm a skyrocket. Man, listen.
I mean, and it's crazy it's not crazy for you to say it because this is what's going through your head of like, all right, I've been to jail, check. I'm thorough. I could fight anybody, check. I'm not afraid, check. Now I just need to be shot and that's going to give me my stamp.
Yeah.
So you get shot in the head.
That whole day played out like I remember for years I was telling myself how I got shot. Like, I used to be like, yeah, I got shot and, he got me, whatever. But I was working on my album called Smoke and Mirrors, and I reached out to my best friend. She's Taisha. And she told me exactly what happened because I didn't remember what happened. I remember that day. I remember, looking for trouble all day, the same old usual shit. Going to different blocks looking for shit. It didn't happen. Went in the house early. Came back downstairs. I sat on the corner. First it's a one way. So if I'm sitting on the corner, I'm facing the cemetery. I'm facing the bridal shop. The movie theater's on the opposite side. So I'm sitting there, and then you have Fisherman Cove. I just was sitting on the corner, literally just looking towards. I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck I was looking for, but I was just sitting there. I had my bandana on my head, blue bandana. I had on 2 bandanas hanging out my cargo pants and 2 in the back, and just figuring out what I'm gonna do. And then I looked behind me, and I seen Taisha. me and Taisha wasn't cool. I used to make fun of her because she was fat. You know what I mean? But she was like a fat person, but she had this confidence. Like, she always had this confidence. I don't care if I'm fat, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because her dad is Kojak, and he worked for MTA. He used to have a blue Tahoe. And he would drive every time I was on that corner, and I could have 50, 60 people around me. He would always tell me, get off the corner. And I used to be like, oh, man, like, yeah, he wasn't my dad, but he played this role. He used to be like, yo, come in, get off the corner. And I used to be like, what? He was like, get off the corner. I don't care. They not going to protect you if something happens. Stop making yourself a target. Get off the corner. I would leave the corner. When I see him go put his car in the garage, I'd come right back up the block. So he didn't know I was making fun of his daughter the whole time because he treated me like his son. So I was like, I got something to do because I was so bored sitting on the corner. None of my homeboys was around. They already had left. They thought they took me upstairs already for the night. Little did they know, I was bored. Came back outside. When I seen her coming, I was like, yes, I got something to do. I was so excited. But when she got closer, she wasn't the same Taisha that I'd known, that ready for the jokes to happen. She was like, I'm tired of these niggas. I'm going to tell my dad. Me and her just really had a bonding moment at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that we were standing outside for so long until she told me. I thought everything happened so fast because I remember still facing this way, her talking, and I seen these 3 dudes ride by on bikes. I knew 2 of them. I knew the 2 blood dudes that was on the bike. I knew them. I didn't know the person in the middle. I jumped up and was like, hey. It's like, yo, we just passing through. You know, we just passing through, no problems. All right, cool, no problem. I didn't realize that me and her still was engaged in conversation. She told me that one guy kept spinning the block, but I was not paying no attention to it. I really wasn't because, I don't know, I was talking to Taisha the whole time. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She said that he came back now when he came off the block, all she heard was like he jumped off the bike and he was already on me. I felt it. He had it already. And this time I couldn't bluff my way out like I normally bluff because everybody knows I keep my gun on me. He shot me. Boom. I didn't even realize I was shot because I was looking up. I remember Taisha big ass on top of me. And she was screaming.
Don't say Taisha big. Taisha, we sorry.
No, Taisha know I love her.
I know,
because if it wasn't for Taisha, he probably would have shot me again. Taisha was on top of me making noise. If it wasn't for her, after that, he thought I was dead. I didn't even realize I was shot. All I remember Taisha getting up, running, and I remember me getting up, dust myself up. Like, Taisha, we got to go get my gun. Taisha just start, like, frazzled, like, away from me, like, get away from me. Like, I'm like, what happened? You're the devil. What? Then people from up the block started coming up, and then it was like, you heard that? She was like, Wink got shot. I'm like, I didn't get shot. You crazy. And I started feeling on myself like an idiot I had on this checkered shirt. It was Mecca, white and blue. I'm looking for holes, everything. I don't see nothing. And when I moved my bandana, that was it. I just felt real dizzy. So we walked from...
So are you not bleeding out?
No, not yet. No, not yet. Not yet. Because the bandana, the knot on the bandana, the caliber of the gun at the time, I didn't know. He had a small caliber gun. So all it did was, people say the bandana saved me. I don't think the bandana saved me. I just think that he had a small caliber gun. If he had a bigger caliber gun, he'd have blew my head off. He'd stone cold blew my head off. That's it. It wouldn't be no me right now. I went, they called the ambulance. I sat in front of the building. I called my mother from the window. Ma, I got shot. I called my best friend. He lived in the 5th floor, 5C, Rob. And they came downstairs. And I just sat there the whole time on the car. I just sat there until the ambulance came, put me in the ambulance.
That's why she called you the devil, because she seen someone come up to you, shoot you, and now she's like, wait a minute, he's walking around.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for 3 days because there's nothing they could do. They couldn't take the bullet out because where it was lodged at. All it did was crack my skull. So where it was lodged at was for my, couldn't find out later, it was for my vision and for my knees. Like, could have been paralyzed. But it didn't go down like that. Like, to this day, I don't. It is what it is.
So you get shot in the head.
It made me worse.
Why? How does that make you worse?
Because I thought I was invincible. Who the hell takes a headshot?
Wow.
At point blank range? at 19.
So you already in it, like you in it, like you like, all right, now I'm shot and I got shot in the head, so that means I could go.
Because everybody thought I was dead. And then to see me, they were already fearing it, but to see it and to hear it and to be like, oh shit, he's fucking walking. Because from the hospital, left the hospital 3 days. I was home. I was home about 3 days. Because I remember being home and I was crying. Every night I cried. Because I used to sleep with that's why I always have a scully. I used to sleep with a scully on because my head would bleed. They could not close the wound. It's not like they could stitch it up or anything. It had to close itself. So I would bleed on my pillow, and I used to tell my mother every night, am I dying? I remember that shit. At that time, I had different females that were really close to me. They would come over every day and wash my hair. I remember, because I had braids at the time. But I went
So
back
your
to
braids and your bandana saved your head. And the caliber of the gun.
The caliber of the gun, it was God to me. I look back
100%.
at it. It wasn't, because there's nothing. The caliber of the gun was just, it is what it is. It it wasn't just my time to go at that time.
So now you're invincible, and
I felt like that.
And you now you're on go mode.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was, it only made me worse. It made me worse, where I felt like I wasn't giving no passes before. Now it's just.
You were just on go.
It was that was my high before. Now I'm on go now.
Don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment here at New and In Between. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Mia Quinn Maddox, and this is New and In Between.